What's up, everybody? I'm Hidden in the Truth, and I'm just going to keep stealing the intros in these because it amuses me.
I noticed that actually, because usually that's my job, but you just came into your own as soon as you started doing these videos. Like, you had one or two where you were just awkward about it, but then you got into your comfort zone and you were just like, right, this is my show now. I'm going to do the intros, I'm going to do the outros, I'm going to bring most of the humor. You just keep doing that whole gameplay thing, okay? Don't worry about it.
Well, I mean, you're the one bringing the humor. You fail, I laugh. Good times for everybody. Welcome, one and all, to Diehard Dungeon, where you die very easily, so I don't really understand the name.
It's kind of interesting, too, because you'd think they would have gotten in trouble with the copyright about that. Like, surely somebody's got a trademark on that name by now. Or maybe it's one of those situations where they get away with it because there's no space in it.
It's more a matter of, I think, the fact that it's a very common phrase. It's one of those things like... technically, the copyright on superhero is the word superhero is actually bullshit, and they don't really have a leg to stand on legally. It's just most people, out of respect, don't feel like fighting with that, or just that's been their thing for years. Let them have it.
Got it.
But it's one of those. Intro rooms are always the same usually because you got to get all your equipment, and then we're just going to let you run wild. You got your key that you can't do anything with, and here we go. So, yeah, there's another one.
We went to the dungeon last time. I think this time we're going to go to the underground. And it looks exactly the same.
Huzzah! Oh, no, the background looks a little different. Walls are different. It's more cavey and less dungeon-y.
Also, that skull seems to move around. Like, it's warning me that one of these areas is a little more difficult than the other.
I think it's actually warning you that you died in that previously. This is where you died last time.
Just in case you forgot.
Do you want to take it on again, or are you going to ignore the corpse and do things the other way?
I don't know if you can actually find your previous corpse, if it's one of the games that does that.
It is an interesting thing, being able to...
That is
equipment.
Yeah, that's always a very... I'm always fascinated with that concept, like being able to pick up where you left off if you earn it. It's one of those things, like, Dark Souls always had my attention for that concept alone. It's like, if you're good, you lost all of this stuff, but if you're good enough, you can get it back.
So it's not truly lost, just temporarily really, really out of your reach.
And it's always right next to the thing that killed you, too, so...
Unless, of course, you did something stupid to die, you're probably going to have a bad time. Yeah, your pickup range is back down because you was a corpse. Oh, I love things that make you move really fucking slow. That's fun.
Yeah, that's my fault. That was a status effect. I let the enemy hit me with that just because it was too much of a hassle to do that the right way.
You say the right way and the wrong way, but what if you're a masochist? What if you like getting whipped in the dungeon? I mean, some people pay big money for that. There's no right way or wrong way to play a game. Mario's about running face first into turtles. Everyone knows that. Just gonna beat the wall open because reasons.
What? I'm teleporting to another room. You gonna do something about it? Or are you just gonna stand there and look like a monster all day?
Hey, you got tokens.
We're gonna get abilities for that.
Hey, the chest is better. You did that wrong, I think.
No, you just drop the token in there and it gives you a new ability at random. It could have 2 in there if you're lucky. That's what I got last time, but this time it decided to be a bit more stingy.
Well, I mean, you've got 2 hearts left, so that's about par for the course. That little death spiky thing is kind of doing its thing. I do like that it is killing the enemies for you.
Yes, that is incredibly nice. Like, the fact that you can, if you're smart, you can turn the environment against your foes. You can use their own traps against them. That is really cool. I've always had an affinity for games that do that. So, good on you guys for that.
Yeah, I hate enemy immunity to environment unless it's like a Yeti who's not hurt by ice.
Yeah, if it makes sense. But if a guy gets run over by a boulder and he's still fine, it's like, no, bullshit.
I mean, and unless it's, you know, Saitama.
Most enemies are not Saitama.
Which is good, because the game would be very boring.
Where the hell? What the hell am I supposed to do in this room now? Where's
I think... Oh, that thing. You can kill that thing, remember?
Which thing?
The one with the dot?
I thought that's the thing that killed me last time. Oh, I've got to... Oh, it counts as a switch. It's like a deadly pressure plate.
Except for you poke it in the face with a sword. So it's more of a deadly switch.
Okay.
Death switch. Death Spank. Death Spank is an amusing game. Have you ever played that?
I have. Oh, man, I should play that on the channel someday.
You should play that on the channel someday. After we finish the Switch Force series.
And Doom. And this.
Well, I mean, having a couple games going at the same time. This is not a series to be finished. This is we need something to gameplay, but we can't find anyone but Truth. Oh, I know. I'll go and die in a dungeon for a couple of hours for his amusement. Dance, puppet, dance. I mean, you're like sitting right on the edge of death, and I'm just holding my breath. Is he gonna die? Is he gonna bite it? Is he gonna walk into something?
I feel like that guy. You're basically that guy in the audience at a circus or something. Like you're watching the Sword Eater. Like he's challenging the audience to give him things to put down his throat again. And you're that guy in the audience who walks up with his umbrella and he's like, I bet you can't do this.
Wow, you just made me sound like a terrible bastard. Thanks a lot. And this is why I like watching him be killed in games, people. It's not because I'm the evil one. Hey, wow, you've got almost all of your health back, actually.
Now I can start spending some of those tokens I got a little earlier. Houdini, press Y to enter the companion chest.
Ooh.
And damage speed temporarily increased.
Run, man, run!
Take advantage of it while we can.
Yeah, seriously. So, power-ups are interesting. This is we actually have a plan for another of these roguelike play it just to play it type series where there's not really an end goal for later, although that one probably won't involve anyone but Fnu.
Which, Oh, I know what you're talking about now. Sorry, that took me a second. Yes.
I was doing it because I taught him something new about one of his favorite games, and so now he's got an idea for a video series about that.
Oh, these guys are kind of cheeky. So you get...
But seriously,
you chase after them, and they drop bombs after you wherever you go. This is essentially the Diehard Dungeon version of chasing Singe.
Speaking of Diehard Dungeon, why don't you have a machine gun? Ho, ho, ho.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother trucker?
You can leave now, you know.
Can I? Did the door open?
Yeah. Yeah, when you hit the switch after killing the thing, the door that was right next to you just kind of boop.
All right. I think that actually brings us to the end of this area. Oh no, it brings us to a boss fight.
You have his treasure and he wants it back! And you don't have your impact gun anymore, so this is gonna suck!
That's the theory anyway.
Oh, yeah, we're doing pretty good. I think you got this. I think you've got this. I have faith. You're gonna win this.
You know what you're doing.
Yes, I do.
Oh, it actually has his health bar at the top there.
It's an interesting mechanic of you have to run to the top of the room to see how you're doing in the boss fight. It seems, in theory, like it would be irritating, but... Ooh.
Aha! You were saying? Waluigi time!
I was saying that you were going to beat it, and I had faith, and then you beat it. So, obviously, my faith succeeded, and clearly, you're kind of being a jerk about this. Maybe it is just which one's harder. You survived last time, so upstairs!
If at first you succeed, just stick to what's comfortable, right?
If at first you do succeed, try and die again. That reminds me of one of my favorite games off of Newgrounds.
Which is?
Back in the day. I cannot think of what the full name is, but I remember that like the subtitle was Suicide Salaryman.
Oh.
Specifically the sequel where you get like a Super Saiyan form. It's a puzzle game where you're trying to help your coworkers throw themselves onto spikes, basically.
Huh. Oh, I remember this.
And it was amusing little puzzle game. And the second one, you have an invincibility Super Saiyan mode, which you know you need to get rid of because you're trying to off yourself to solve the level.
Huh.
2 chances. Punch, punch, daw. Blast, blast, daw.
At least it gave me a heart for my trouble.
Better than nothing, I guess.
Okay, I see how this works now. Like those little jelly guys, they will chase it makes sense, because some of them inflict me with that slow status effect, and once that happens, all of the other ones clue into what's going on, and they just start charging me, because I can't run away as easily now. I can't fight as easily. They wait until I'm vulnerable, and then they start aiming for me.
Hey, another human-type character. That was interesting. Speaking of, the traps hurt enemies, that other human-type character was also affected by the slowdown.
Oh.
And that looks really inappropriate, so hey! We beat a boss and then died horribly. So, at this rate, we might actually see level, 3 sometime next year?
Sometime.
Well, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm a colossal dick.
And I'm Whatthefnu.
Bye-bye.